found that via Hunger Not Impossible. What can you tell us about this initiative?
Yeah, Hunger Not Impossible. I'm not sure who the exact starter and founder were, but Sue Berg and Megan Rapinoe were the ones that I saw do the initial contribution, I guess. And it's just something to give back to local communities. They're doing it all across the country in some big cities. I know Houston, LA, I'm sure Atlanta, like New York. And it's just a simple prepaying for meals. A text message goes out to the people that need them. If or sorry, vice versa, they send a text out if they are in need of meals, whether it's a person, family, kids, anybody, and the restaurants receive them, make the meals, and all they have to do is go show up, pick it up, and enjoy the meal. And it's just something that I thought. I mean, I've always been in a position to want to give back, and now that I'm actually in a spot to where I can, I feel like it's something I need to do.
It's awesome, Alex. And of course, we thank you for your generosity and beyond. I know so many people appreciate that. So when it comes to COVID-19 and how it's kind of rocked the world entirely, what do the days look like for you now? Do you have a routine? Have you got that all kind of down pat?
Yeah, maybe not day by day is the same, but I try my best to fill in the gaps between working out and sleeping. I try to fill in the gaps with different stuff to do. I've been playing a lot of video games, watching TV shows. I read a book or two that I've been meaning to catch up on. But as far as the workouts go, just doing the at-home garage gym that I have going on, doing that, and then a couple of days a week finding a safe gym to kind of get some shots up in.
Duds was on here a couple of weeks ago, and he mentioned that the Lakers had sent kind of a care package when it comes to equipment. I'm sure that's very helpful because, as we've learned, you guys took those practice facilities very serious. They were your home away from home, and so now you've had to find other means. Has it all worked out for you? You should probably send us some pictures of that at-home garage gym.
I might need to. It's not the prettiest thing, but it gets the job done. Yeah, I mean, I have a light dumbbell, heavy dumbbells, jump ropes, and resistance bands, longer resistance cords and stuff, and then just kind of do what I can to run and keep moving. I got a couple of basketballs, which is good. But yeah, like you said, the practice facility is such a great resource for us and everybody around the league because it just kind of brings everything into one, and it's the best equipment, it's the best structure for us. So to not have that has been difficult for sure, but I think we're doing our best to kind of get through it.
Have you guys still been able to stay connected as a team via Zoom workouts? I know Zoom became a really big thing during this time. Frank Vogel mentioned that you guys were connecting as a team on Zoom workouts too.
Yeah, our strength and conditioning guys have our three coaches, Ed, Chatton, and Gunnar, have been putting us through workouts twice a week through Zoom, and then the other days of the week, I'm getting a text from Gunnar. At least I am. I don't know if anybody else is doing it, but I'm getting a text from him, just workouts to do at home. And they're such good manipulators of fitness that they can make stuff work with even the little resource that we have at home.
How different has that been for you? I know the one thing Laker Nation, anyone does not have to worry about when it comes to Alex Caruso is the work that you're going to put in. You're a workhorse. But how challenging has it been? Maybe more so for the mental side?
Yeah, it's just so different, right? Because this is the time of year where right now we'd be in playoffs, but even before this, the month and a half before this, just going from playing basketball to just complete stop, red light. It's been difficult. Just kind of transitioning, like you said, trying to find a daily routine, trying to figure out what each day is going to look like when you don't really have a schedule.
Obviously, so much has changed since the announcement that the league was suspended and so many things, and basically the entire world was shut down. From that moment to now, how has the mindset for you changed? How much have you thought about where you guys were as a team at that #1 seed and what you were gearing up for in terms of playoffs? What should be happening right now?
Yeah, it's a little disappointing, obviously, but I mean the main concern is obviously everyone's health and making sure that nobody else is getting affected with the coronavirus, and people who could potentially be fatally harmed by it don't get exposed. But I mean, as far as the basketball aspect, of course, we're disappointed, and we were just getting ready. I think, in my opinion, we were getting ready to turn a corner and kind of ramp it up. to get ready for playoffs and to finish out the year strong. So we're going to do our best to come back and get to that level as quickly as possible. It's probably not going to be a day one, just step right back out and get to that point of 60 games into an NBA season or whatever, however many we had. But we're going to do our best. And I think we have the type of team that mentally we're going to be able to get to that point, even if we can't get there physically right away.
When it comes to steps, of course, the NBA announced this week that they may begin opening their practice facilities starting May 8th, of course, as it coincides with local governments. Bottom line, though, just hearing that these facilities may start opening, how encouraging can that be, even though it's going to happen in small groups of no more than, of course, 4 guys working out at a time?
Yeah, it's the first step, and in a situation like this, a first step is a glimmer of hope because we had no first step for the last month and a half.
Yeah.
So to be able to just have something to even if it's just an idea and a thought that gets thrown out there, it's good to see that we really are trying to find a solution and by any means possible try to get this season completed.
In terms of what you're ultimately going towards, there's a kind of a 2-part question here. There's so many scenarios and so many thoughts in terms of getting this thing going again for the NBA, one in which would happen without fans. How weird would that be? Yeah,
weird is the perfect word for it.
Oh, good. I was going to say, are you thinking about that word? Was that weird in general?
Exactly. That's the word you can use to describe it. I mean, an NBA game with no fans is kind of unfathomable until this situation pops up, and it might become the only solution possible. So, I mean, it would be very interesting. We go through the summer as basketball players, and we play open gyms where it's just the guys on the court and the guys on the side waiting, and I think that would probably be the closest it would be. But then you throw in the coaches and the refs, and I mean, someone's gonna have to work the scores table. It's definitely going to be an interesting situation. I think the closest thing I can compare it to was playing a close scrimmage in college early in the year, and the only people allowed are the 2 teams, a couple people to work the scores table, and the refs. I guess for people that went to college, we had a couple guys on our team that didn't, so maybe I'm gonna have to share my experience with them. But that's the only thing I can think of that can compare.
Are there any scenarios out there that you're a fan of, or any that you've thought of that you may not have heard? I know you trust in Adam Silver and the league in terms of putting the right measures in place, but they've talked about maybe playing in a centralized location in Vegas. Any that you like or that you heard?
Yeah, I've heard the Vegas idea. Just recently, I heard something, maybe something down in Disney, just because they have the Wide World of Sports complex with a bunch of gyms where I think they hold the AAU Nationals there. At least they used to. So I don't know. They're capable. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever's safest. I think that's really what's going to happen. Vegas would be great from an LA standpoint because if going to Orlando and adjusting to the time zone would probably put us back a couple of days. But I think at the end of the day, just having something to do or a place to go would be the best situation.
Before we get into what you're reading, what you're watching, all that fun stuff, what can you tell us about the team? And just in terms of how connected you guys are remaining. I know at the beginning of all this, again, Jared Dudley, one of our first players on here, said that the text chains were on fire. Where are you guys at now a couple weeks later?
Yeah, throughout the whole year, we've had a great team group chat just as far as participation and the content that goes into it. But I mean, nothing's changed in that aspect. That's one way where we can still keep in touch, and nothing changes with that because you can do it through your phone, right? So you don't have to see anybody. It's been the easiest way to just kind of have some type of normality with our everyday lives because that was something that we used pretty regularly, if not daily, to kind of communicate and kind of build that chemistry. So it's been nice to have that still to keep that going.
Absolutely. So, Alex Caruso, what are you watching? Movies, Netflix, shows? What are some things that we can all tune into if we haven't already?
So I started Ozark beginning of the year, and I just recently finished season 1 of it, and I'm notorious for not finishing TV shows and stuff. So I'm
You have to finish this one.
I'm continuing. Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
That's been anybody I've talked to about my Netflix shows, they've said I have to finish Ozark and get to season 3. I'm gonna do that.
So
I've been
good.
rewatching Office. I'm a notorious Office stan. That's my go-to.
I've
And
watched
then
the
just
first episode, and why does it not surprise me that you love that show?
yeah,
I've
that's
only
my
watched
favorite.
one episode, but that does not surprise
I've
me.
watched like 4 or 5 times through. It's the best. That and then just rewatching old movies, a bunch of Marvel movies, The Accountant, some shoot 'em up movies, Fast and Furious, long movies, time consuming movies.
Yeah. Well, right now you have the time, so that's a good thing. When it comes to the Bulls documentary, The Last Dance, have you tuned in for that?
Oh,
What
of
are your
course.
thoughts?
Of course. Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool to just see the different aspects of I'm playing in the NBA, so I kind of have some type of connection to it, to where I understand the ins and outs of what they're going through with the professionalism of it, but then also just like the young basketball fan that I was as a kid growing up, idolizing MJ, and then obviously how good these Bulls teams were that everybody knows about. It's been really cool just to get the insight. You know, there's so much that goes into this last season and the build up to it that I had no idea about. So it's been fun for me just as a basketball junkie to see the ins and outs and all this history that I didn't know.
I will say this, watching episode 3 within the first 10 minutes, I think it was after Dennis explained the art of rebounding, which was phenomenal to me.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
Were you blown away by that?
Yeah, basketball players know. I mean, at least they should. I think I know. You can tell where the ball is going to come off. You can tell where the ball is going to bounce. And you've played so many games in your life. You know the different bounces that are going to come out. It was awesome to see him talk about it though, when he was like, "Ping, go that way, go that way." I was like, yeah, he's got something going on in his head where he's on like another level. I might be on like the high school version of rebounding, and he's got his PhD.
Oh, I'm on the elementary version of rebounding, but it was in that moment that I went and bought a Dennis Rodman jersey. Yes, I did. It's on its way. All right, what are you reading? You mentioned that you're reading, I believe. What are you reading?
I did. I reread 2 books that I really liked. 2 of my favorite books. Jesse Itzler is a powerful businessman, a guy who's all about kind of building life resumes and stuff like that. So I read his book about living with a SEAL, Navy SEAL that is, and then Living with Monks, just about personal growth and kind of self-fulfillment. And then I reread just a fun book that I've loved since I was a little kid, called Last Shot by John Feinstein.
Oh, that's awesome. You've
Yeah.
been so productive with your time, Alex Caruso. Again,
We've had a month and a half, and this is a very little. I mean, I've been trying my best.
how have you been able to stay competitive? I see you're playing a little FIFA.
Yeah. I played in a FIFA tournament with Bleacher Report football against Tyler Adams, U.S. men's national team player, and then a bunch of other NBA players and soccer players. That's been fun. Played in a Call of Duty tournament with a streamer that I'm a fan of. I'm not with him, but in his tournament with Josh Hart, ex-Laker, still friend, and then another buddy of mine, Frank Nitti. Some people around LA, the Drew League, might know him. But yeah, those are the few things that I've been able to like compete through, and it felt weird yesterday because it was a real tournament where we're playing for some type of prize, and it was the first time I've been able to compete in anything in like weeks. So I was actually like had some like not nerves, but some adrenaline pumping through me, where I was like getting ready to actually play in a basketball game.
Just a couple more for you, Alex. But if you could have one word, if you could use one word to describe what this team will be like when it comes to the competition aspect, once you're finally able to get back out there, roll that ball out on the court, how would you describe what this team is going to be like, competition-wise?
Ready.
Duh.
I think that's the word. I think we got pros. I think the young guys on our team, including me, are aged beyond our years as far as work ethic and mental preparation. I think everybody's just going to be ready. I mean, when you know the goal in sight, and you know that it's attainable, and you got leaders like LeBron, AD, Dwight, JaVale, Rondo, guys like that who've been around and have great work ethic. I think the only word I can think of is ready.
I asked that question to set me up really for this one for you, because when it comes to your social media, you stay interactive with fans, and you recently posted a photo of a group of you to which you said, "Name that band." Mm-hmm. Did you like any of the responses that you got?
Everybody kept trying to make it a headband joke, and I guess I should have done something better. Like there was a wave of what the name of their mixtape or their album coming out was be. I should have done that instead. There was a lot of headband jokes though. I remember that. That was from I think that was the Oklahoma City game where LeBron and AD sat out and we played pretty well. So
And it was like, we don't need you to. We got this.
they're the lead singers. We're the band. We're the whenever they need to take a night off on tour.
Speaking of that, I liked Alex and the Caruso Band. Jared and the Jets. I thought that was funny.
The Jets is good.
Oh, I went through all this. Band of Goat Ciders.
The Jets, correct?
What's that?
That's a playoff of a real band, right?
Benny and the Jets? I can't believe
song?
I just knew that, but that is, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Headband Hooligans. You're right. Everyone played off the headband. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Which, I mean, rightfully so.